Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Sri Lanka will make main points of the IMF agreement into law. The President says that he will not intend to approach the International Monetary Fund for the 18th time. The Prime Minister expresses the need to continue development projects initiated by the local government bodies. Litro Gas Company says price reduction will take place today. Arrangements have been made to provide transport facilities without any problems for the coming festive season. The Education Ministry will not issue letters to admit students for intermediate grades in national schools. Foreign news, India's Congress leader appeals against jail sentence in defamation case. Sports news, the Ireland will tour in Sri Lanka for a 2-test match series on the 9th of this month. Local news in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe announced that the agreement with the International Monetary Fund would be presented to Parliament for a vote on whether to support it. Following this, the key points of the agreement would be enacted into law. The President also indicated that the Prevention of Terrorism Bill, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Anti-Corruption Bill would be submitted to Parliament by June. He shared these updates with the university professors and heads of economic departments as part of a discussion about an IMF program at the Ministry of Finance auditorium recently. During the same discussion, President Ranil Wickremesinghe also urged universities to send 10 of their most talented economic students to engage with government officials and provide their opinions on the International Monetary Fund program. He also proposed that a group of students be awarded scholarships to attend recognized foreign universities. The President highlighted the need for automation in production and services in order for the country to remain competitive with nations like India and Bangladesh. He emphasized that the education system must be reformed to achieve this goal. However, he made it clear that he did not intend to approach the International Monetary Fund for the 18th time. The committee appointed to prepare a proper program to monitor the activities of the local government bodies met yesterday at the Temple Trees under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. They had a lengthy discussion on maintaining development projects initiated by the local government bodies and to continue them in collaboration with the relevant stakeholders. The Prime Minister said that provincial governors and district secretaries should extend their fullest support to make this move a success. Litro Gas Company says according to the gas price formula, the price of a domestic gas cylinder will be reduced from midnight today. Accordingly, the price of a 12.5 kilogram cylinder will be reduced by approximately 1,000 rupees. According to Litro Gas Chairman Mudita Piri, several factors including the drop in gas prices in the world market and the strengthening of the rupee have influenced the price reduction. The chairman said that the new prices will be announced today. Prices of local milk powder have been planned to be reduced in tandem with the reduction in imported milk powder prices to provide relief to the customers. Imported milk powder prices were reduced recently following the relative stability in the rupee and its appreciation. According to the Milk Powder Imported Association, price reductions will come into effect soon. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home. Authorities say that all arrangements have been made to provide transport facilities without any problems for the coming festive season. Sri Lanka Transport Board Deputy General Manager Panduka Swarnahansa said the buses are ready for commuters to leave for their hometowns to celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. All road transport services heads have been advised to provide buses covering the main cities for commuters to travel to and from their respective destinations before and after the New Year. Special New Year bus arrangements have been made at the Central Bus Stand in Colombo and at expressway terminals. Accordingly, the special bus service for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year will begin on the 7th of April and continue through to the 18th of April. Around 150 buses will operate at the beginning, and nearly 250 buses have been arranged to operate on the 11th, 12th and 13th. Additional buses will be assigned considering the demand for services. All arrangements have been made to operate bus services on expressways from and to Colombo before and after the New Year. Meanwhile, the National Transport Commission said that a large fleet of buses have been arranged to provide transport before and after the New Year. However, a senior spokesperson of the Sri Lanka Railways Department said that due to the current shortage of train drivers and the request for leave by most existing employees for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, there is a risk of train services being disrupted during this festive season. The Ministry of Education has issued a special announcement regarding the admission of students to the intermediate grades of schools. Accordingly, the Education Ministry states that the national schools will be notified after the 21st of April regarding the admission of students to intermediate grades from grades 2 to 4 and grades 7 to 10 in national schools as per the relevant circulars. The announcement also includes that the Ministry will not issue any letters in order to admit students for the intermediate grades in national schools until then. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Mahinda Amaravira, the Minister of Agriculture, says that the Cabinet of Ministers has approved allocation of an additional 3 billion rupees to the already allocated 10 billion rupees for the purchase of paddy from the Maha season. Thereby, the total allocation made for purchase of paddy from Maha season is 13 billion rupees. He further says that all facilities, including fertilizers at reduced rates, will be provided with the farmers to make their cultivation a success.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Live is brought to you by
CIB New Year Bonanza. Special gifts and vouchers available till the 10th of April. Special discounts up to 20% on bank cards. CIB, excellence in customer care.
Head of the All Island Canteen Owners Association, Nasila Sampath, charged that supermarkets are engaging in fraudulent practices to cheat customers by selling brown and white sugar mixed together. Therefore, the association requests the Trade Minister to pay more attention to consumer goods. There's no point in the government giving concessions to the people if the black market and fraudulent businessmen continue to mislead innocent customers. The retail price of a kilo of white sugar is 220 rupees and a kilo of brown sugar is 360 rupees. By mixing brown sugar with white sugar and then selling it as brown sugar at a higher price, the supermarkets are making a profit of 140 rupees per kilogram. People prefer to buy brown sugar more than white sugar in the market because brown sugar is considered cleaner than white variety. This is for the attention of the Consumer Affairs Authority.
CIB New Year Bonanza. Special gifts and vouchers available till the 10th of April. Special discounts up to 20% on bank cards. CIB, excellence in customer care.
World News headlines: India's Congress leader appeals against jail sentence in defamation case. Australia's biggest drug bust nets $700 million of cocaine. NASA names first woman and black man on moon mission. World News in detail. Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has filed an appeal against his conviction and jail sentence in a criminal defamation case. The court in Gujarat state granted him bail until the next hearing on the 13th of April. Mr. Gandhi had been sentenced to 2 years in jail for 2019 comments about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's surname at an election rally. National elections are due in India next year, and Mr. Gandhi will not be allowed to stand unless his conviction is suspended or overturned. Police in Australia have revealed details of an undercover operation that stopped nearly $700 million worth of cocaine linked to a Mexican drug cartel from reaching the country. It is reported to be the biggest drug bust in Australia's history. Operation Beach began in November when narcotics officers seized 2.4 tons of drug off the coast of South America. Finally, on world news, the U.S. Space Agency NASA has named the 4 astronauts who will take humanity back to the moon after a 50-year gap. Christina Koch will become the first woman astronaut ever assigned to a lunar mission, while Victor Glover will be the first black astronaut on one. They will join Reed Wiseman and Jeremy Hansen to fly a capsule around the moon late next year or early in 2025. The astronauts won't land on the moon, but their mission will pave the way for a touchdown by a subsequent crew. That's world news. Moving on to development news. The first phase of the program to plant 3 million jackfruit trees across the country under the theme Guan Hamuda Herali Perali was launched yesterday at the Anuradhapura Air Force Base under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. This program has been implemented in conjunction with the government's food security program with the aim of creating a local and foreign jackfruit market and to promote jackfruit among Sri Lankan people. Under this program, 75,000 jackfruit trees are expected to be planted within this year. That's on development news. Moving on to sports news now. The island will tour in Sri Lanka for a 2-test match series on the 9th of this month. The first test will begin on the 16th of this month in Galle, while the second match will start at the same venue on the 24th of this month. This is the first time Ireland team encounters Sri Lanka in test matches. That's on sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දඟපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's treasury bond yields were down and the rupee closed at 324 against the US dollar in the spot market yesterday, dealers said. And a bond closed at 28.60 and 80% on Monday, down from 29.80, 30.20% on Friday. A 15th-9-2027 bond closed at 26.50/60%, down from 27.45, 55% on Friday. That's on business news.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දඟපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
And on economic news, the Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment will launch a new mobile app from the 1st of May to facilitate foreign remittances with an aim to boost foreign inflows from migrants. The new app, Lanka Remit, will see some duty concessions at the main airport for Sri Lankan migrant workers as incentives. This relief is implemented under 5 categories, and workers who have sent an amount between $2,400 and $4,799 US can get an additional duty relief of $600. Migrant workers who remit $24,000 US or more are eligible for an additional $4,800 US duty concession. That's on economic news.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LONC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
And on the weather update, showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the country during the afternoon or at night. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters are likely at some places in the central Sabaragamu, southern and north-central provinces and in the Trincomalee, Vaunia and Mullaitivu districts. The coastal areas from Puttalam to Matara via Colombo and Galle will experience showers or thunder showers in the morning as well. That's the weather update. Before we wind up this bulletin of news,